kind of evil won. People, what you are about to hear is one of the most sadistic cases of elder abuse that you have ever heard in Dallas County. And you're going to wonder why our district attorney, Craig Watkins, never prosecuted this. I'm not going to tell you on this tape. 2 weeks from now, I will. But listen along as I play my mother talking about the evil that she's experiencing while she's in bed at my sister's house. Why it's sadistic, heinous, horrific, and the worst case of elder abuse in Dallas County you've ever heard. Read along. This camera is not very good. I'm not a great videographer. I have to put this in 15-minute segments. This will be one. There'll be another one. There may be another one following. But listen, they're all important. These people have collected $150 million worth of your money. They've cheated students out of educations. Listen to what they did to my mother. This is heinous. You won't believe it. Okay, people, now after you have heard that, you may wonder what is so heinous or sadistic about it. Here's one of the facts. They'll shock and sicken you. My mother, a Christian woman who never missed a Sunday of church, had been diagnosed in mid-April of 2008 with terminal cancer. She had terminal cancer in virtually every organ of her torso. She had been operated on in March 2002 for colon cancer. The cancer had metastasized and returned in 2008, spread pretty far. My sister, Paula Dunn Brown, and her husband, the Reverend Armand W. Brown, the CEO of A.W. Brown Fellowship Charter School. She is the principal and the executive director of A.W. Brown Fellowship Charter School. Even though they never helped me with my mother after her first cancer, I figured that they wanted to make up for that when they took my mother into their 5,100 square foot home at 1400 Country Ridge Drive in DeSoto, Texas. I couldn't be more wrong. Okay, they took her in on Monday, June 2nd, 2008. Yes, I said 2004 on the tape, but that was a mistake. My mother was well and my father was alive in 2004. By June 2010-2008, the couple had changed my mother's will using the attorney Lorenzo Brown, no relation. This would virtually cut me out of the will. We'll get to that later. But the sadistic part is the failure to properly medicate my mother. On the tape, you hear my mother say that since she came out to my sister's house and wrote a $600 check, she had to let her medicine go. I'm going to explain to you what our family income was that month and what my mother's medicine was for. You're never going to hear about a case like this. In June 2008, my family had this income. My brother-in-law, the Reverend Armand W. Brown, collected from the state of Texas $11,166 to be CEO of A.W. Brown Charter School. Paula Brown collected $83.33 to be the principal. My mother, Pauline Dunn, collected $5,000 from Social Security, a little receptionist job at the school, and my dad's retirement. And me, I made $6,500. I made $56,000 a year from the school, plus I owned another business on the side. Now, people, my mother's prescriptions were for hydrocodone for pain and Lactulose. Now, what Lactulose is, L-A-C-T-U-L-O-S-E, Lactulose is a very important formula. The hydrocodone was for pain. Lactulose was just something maybe even more important. You see, the Lactulose was to ease her stomach so that she could eat, and it also had a more important function than that. You see, our bodies, yours and mine, make ammonia naturally. In a healthy person, their liver naturally cleans out the ammonia. My mother had liver cancer. In a person who has liver cancer, such as my mother, Lactulose is prescribed so that the ammonia doesn't flow straight through the liver to the brain. When the ammonia flows straight through the liver to the brain, it causes first confusion, then coma, then death. You can go on the internet and see where people complain that when they don't get their Lactulose, they get confused. Now we come to my mother's will. The date of her new will is June 10th, 2008. On the first line, it says, please read along with me and I will show it to you. It says, I, Pauline Dunn, of the County of Dallas and the State of Texas, being in good health and of sound and disposing mind and memory, do make and declare that this instrument to be my last will and testament. Okay, people. Now, anybody with any sense probably is wondering something right now. Okay, it goes on. But how can you have terminal cancer and be in good health? Those two are contradictory. Now get this. On June 28th, 2008, I found my mother being treated with only Tylenol for terminal cancer. On the tape, she says she couldn't afford her medicine. Know what that medicine cost? Hydrocodone and lactulose combined, it comes up to $40. That's right, $40. Now, that's one point. The other point is that Lorenzo Brown, the president of the school board of directors at A.W. Brown Fellowship Charter School, states that my mother was in good health in the will he wrote. So why in the same month did the attorney give a luncheon celebrating my mother's life because she was dying of cancer? Either she was in good health or she was dying of cancer. It can't be both. Lorenzo had never been to her house, had never been her friend, and when he gave that luncheon at Papados, I was bewildered why he would do that. I wonder how much of her estate did he take. On a particular note, Mr. Lorenzo Brown was on what laymen would call probation with the State Bar of Texas. His law license was on the line. He was under disciplinary action from 2007 to 2009. That probation wasn't lifted until 2009. He has multiple other disciplinary actions with him, with the bar. Besides this thing that he did, I'm going to see to it that he loses that license. Now, in the new will, my mother's residence at 3635 Blue Ridge Boulevard, Dallas, Texas 75233, goes solely to Paula Dunn Brown. Let me read that to you. It says, I give, devise, and bequeath my real estate located at 3635 Blue Ridge Boulevard, Dallas, Texas, Dallas County, to my daughter, Paula Dunn Brown. Okay, now that's written in my sister's house within 8 days of my mother arriving at her home. Now, in this new will, my mother's, now you can see, but in her old will, written in September of 1974, it leaves everything equally to my beloved children, Paula Yvonne Dunn and James Williams Dunn, to share and share alike in fee simple. Here is the copy of that in the old will that I am digging through right now. Doggone it. I had that where it was pretty darn convenient for anyone to see. Here it is. Okay? She says, to my beloved children, Paula Yvonne Dunn and James Williams Dunn, to share and share alike in fee simple. Okay, now that's very important there, people, because when they changed the will, they virtually cut me out. Now I come to the really, really heinous part. While my mother was dying of terminal cancer and suffering for want of $40 worth of medicine, my sister bought a new 2009 Mercedes CLS 550. Yeah, you heard that right. While my mother suffered, my sister Paula Dunn Brown bought a Mercedes CLS 550. That's a $90,000 car. Now that's about my mother. You're gonna on a special kind of evil 2. I'm going to tell you exactly how that school became exemplary and the evil that the children suffered. Go to a special kind of evil 2.